Welcome to the Path Monk Presents podcast. My name is Sean Donnelly Lewis, and in today's episode, I'm speaking with Kate DeWald. She's the CEO and founder at Oncue.co. Kate, how's it going?
It's good. How are you doing today, Sean?
Doing great. It's a little rainy here in Germany, but I'm sure weather is perfect where you're at.
It's California. It's always sunny. What can I say?
Always sunny. And you're one of the last ones there, right? It seems like there's a mass exodus going on.
Yeah,
But
I think everybody's coming back, but we'll see.
yeah, we'll talk about
Traffic is telling me otherwise, that it's like no one ever left, but we'll
okay.
see.
The great barometer of if San Francisco is still populated. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, tell us about Oncue. What do you guys do?
So we are a software and booking platform designed specifically for moving companies.
Okay, so very, very specific, very niche. Yeah, do you have any noteworthy clients? Talk about your clientele for a second.
Yeah, so our clientele is mostly small and mid-sized moving companies that are really looking to grow their business. So we service these companies and help them do everything from respond to the leads that they get to scheduling jobs and handling all of the paperwork associated with the move and bring that whole process online for them so that these companies can run their entire business from their smartphone.
Okay, I have to ask why specifically moving companies? Do you have a background in that or?
Yeah, so it's a funny story. Prior to this, I've been in high growth startups. I was at a startup called ServiceMax, and that's where I fell in love with this concept of the deskless workforce. And growing up in a small town, like there's a lot of my family had small businesses, and I was always passionate about that. Had a friend that was moving and started looking at the moving industry. Realized it's huge and went and started talking to moving companies about the problems that they had. And Oncue was born. I got really interested in solving the problem. Everybody has to move. And our customers are really awesome. Like we've got a number of customers that come from this like variety of backgrounds. And it's really interesting to service them.
Wow, that's so cool. It's kind of a company being based out of a need, right? That's
Yeah.
the best. How have you been able to grow the company? Are you guys still doing a lot of outbound or is it inbound? And which avenues do you use for each?
Yeah, so we do both. We're pretty targeted. If you think about it, these companies want to be found by customers, right? So they are found by us. And we also do, we have inbound strategy. The big thing that we do is really make sure that sales and marketing are really closely aligned on what's working on outbound and informing that with marketing as well. And we want to be a content provider to the industry. So one of our big things is because we have a very specific audience, we really want to provide content that helps elevate our customers learning about something that they want to learn about. So we do master classes for them. And that's been a big part of our strategy is really content specifically to our audience that is not necessarily related to our product, but really related to like helping everyone in the industry succeed and grow themselves.
Okay, and what role does the website play in acquiring new clients?
The website plays a huge role. That's where a good portion of our business comes from. And it's also where a lot of our educational content is. So we're constantly looking at the website, analyzing it, and seeing, how long people are interacting, where they're interacting on the website, where they're falling out of the funnel on the website as well, and pages like that. So is a big role. We also optimize for mobile because a lot of our customer base is out in the field on a truck every day. So they're looking at our solution from their mobile phone.
Okay. And normally when I have marketeers or CEOs, founders on the show, the website, there's always continual improvement needed for the website. If you were to optimize one of the areas, say the ability to convert or the quality of leads, the user experience, which one of those areas would you like to improve?
That's yes, all of the above. I think right now, our biggest thing is probably the ability to convert on the website, like taking it from start to conversion.
And coming back to the service that you guys offer, just for everyone listening, what would you say separates you guys from other people that occupy the same space, or does anybody else occupy the same space? I don't know about the moving company space.
Yeah,
What do you guys
moving.
do just a little different?
Yeah, so what we do a little bit different is twofold. We provide a human-enabled, a tech-enabled service. So one of the biggest problems that moving companies have is they can't respond to leads or phone calls that come in. And so we've built a whole team that helps these moving companies with that. Think of it as like their own inbound sales development team. And we provide that along with our software technology, which is a game changer for these companies. Because without that, they're not able to answer and capture leads that they're getting from their own websites. So that's the thing that we provide that's a little unique. And then on the software side, that's innovative is we've really optimized for that sales experience and doing things within our product that help our customers, who are the moving companies, help their end clients convert better. So providing them things like very sticky forms on their website that have high conversion rates, providing them tools so that they can quickly respond to customers, and analyzing those funnel metrics are things that like our product does. And that's a little different than other providers in the industry.
So this is the part of the show where I get to pick your brain a little bit. You said you've been part of growing companies before, and companies, startups that have grown into businesses. Just want to pick your brain about growth. When I say the word innovation, what would you say would be the biggest challenge to a company looking to grow and also innovate?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge of innovation is is striking a balance between satisfying the needs and the feedback from the existing customer base, and actually innovating on the things that are going to get you the next phase of customers. So, once somebody is using your product for a while, they have a lot of great suggestions, and you want to provide those suggestions. At the same time, those suggestions might not be the same as someone that's coming on new to your product, right? And you want to make the onboarding more impactful or something like that. So, and I talk a lot to other founders and CEOs about that. It seems to be top of mind for them too, is like, how do you make the innovation at the same time make sure that you're listening and responding to your existing customer needs, and you're also doing things that are going to help an even bigger, the stuff you're anticipating, the things that your customers and your potential customers don't even know that they need.
Very cool. And keeping the same line of thinking. When I say something like ROI, what do you think is the biggest challenge between a company that wants to grow and also possibly get some return on their investments?
Yeah. Not sure I understand that one. Like, you mean like for us, like what's the challenge with like finding a return on investment on the growth? Is that what you mean?
Right. If you're wanting to grow, I mean, maybe not for you
Yeah.
guys, but even what you've seen, one of the bigger challenges for a company that's looking to grow, but
Yeah.
also get a little bit on the back end and keep the thing going.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of it is you're optimizing for one or the other, right? If you're optimizing for growth, it's hard to optimize for profitability at the same time. And it's striking that balance of like what is really the objective, and how much can you grow? Does your ROI need to be like 10 times that, or can it be 1.5 times? So I think you have to figure out what you're trying to optimize for and what your goal is as a company first and foremost, and then work backwards from there of like, if the goal is to grow, maybe the ROI is not as important. You can afford the ROI to basically be maybe neutral, potentially, like there isn't a big return on investment yet, so that you can get that growth and then work on that ROI after you've managed to get to the growth goals that you have.
And just to switch gears here for a second, I would love to talk about you as a leader. Kate, what kind of content do you consume to educate yourself and grow as a person and as a professional?
Yeah. So I do like long form books. I try to read a business book every once in a while when I'm not So I really like, I like reading, and I just get recommendations from other CEOs and executives. I recently read a book called Zombie Loyalists. I thought that was fantastic. I'm currently reading a book called Who, which is all about recruiting and how to get how to understand, ask the right questions during the interview process, and find the people that are going to be a good fit for your organization. So for me, I like reading books. I also consume information on Twitter. I follow folks that have done it before there. And then having a great set of advisors that have done this before and going to them for recommendations.
Very cool. And so we're slowly coming to the end of the interview. It's always just short and sweet. So,
Yeah,
but we do have some rapid fire questions. So, like I said,
sure.
just they're going to come at you thick and fast, and just
Okay.
answer as honestly as possible.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I think you just mentioned this, but what is the last book that you completely read?
The last book that I completely read. Yeah. So Who and The Vanishing Half. That's a fiction book. So
Okay, what's that about?
it's about two sisters who end up living very different lives once and during the 1950s. It's fascinating. So
Okay, so not a business book at all.
not a business book at all, but
What's the single thing that your company is focused on at the moment the most?
customer success.
Okay. If there were no boundaries in technology, none whatsoever, what would be the one thing you want to have fixed for your company today?
Um, being able to communicate the mission, have everyone in the company understand the mission, vision, and values of the business and where we're going.
What's the last thing that kept you awake at night about your company?
Hmm.
Or do you sleep well? I have some people on the show that they say, yeah, I sleep really well. Or they say, things are going so amazing that I can't sleep.
Yeah,
So,
well, on the out, what keeps me up at night is really my 2-month-old. But other than that, on the business side, like, are we growing fast enough? Are we doing the things that are the right things that are going to help us continue to grow? Like, are we growing fast enough? That's generally what I always think about. And we're growing really, really fast. Like, we're growing over 200% year over year. And like, the numbers look great. We've got that hockey stick. That being said, like, I always want to see, like, can we grow faster? Are we growing fast enough?
and so if you were to start, let's say your professional career over again, what would be the one
Yep.
piece of advice you give yourself?
Be kind to yourself.
Okay. You weren't at the beginning.
Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be the advice I'd give to myself for
Ver-
sure.
Very
And
cool.
just like, hey, you're gonna make mistakes. Like the world is like a much brighter place. Like when you can be really positive, and you're really positive with others, when you can be really positive with yourself. I think it helps you grow tremendously as a person when you do that.
All right,
So kind
everyone.
to yourself and others, I'd say. Basically, I'd refine that.
There's Kate DeWalt. You can check out all the great work that they're doing at oncue.co. Kate, thank you so much for being on the show today. The last piece of business is the last word. And so basically, if there's anything that we didn't get around to talking about, or anything that you want to sum up, I just want to give you the
Yeah.
last word for the show. The floor is
Yeah.
yours.
Awesome. So one thing that I didn't share with you about our company is that 42% of our customers are immigrant or minority owned businesses. And that's what keeps me and our team going. That's something I'm really passionate about, is that, like, the people that are starting these businesses come from all different walks of life, and they want to provide a great service, and they want to put food on the table for their family. So that's what is really empowering and fun about what we're doing at Oncue. If you want to come help us build that.
Awesome. Thank you for being on the show today, Kate.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.